Bilchik with Georgia Hollywood Review TV. And today we feature a day in the life of a critically acclaimed and award-winning filmmaker, extraordinary motivational speaker, and ad agency veteran. And she's none other than Deborah Riley Draper. So Deborah, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. I'm actually thrilled to sit with you.
Well, Deborah, your film career is rather extraordinary. And by the way, if you have not watched her TEDx talk, you must watch it. But let's start with the film career and talk about Versailles 73, America Runway Revolution. This is the film that really put you on the map.
In fact, it is the film. It's my very first film. And when you do your first film, you never expect to get that New York Times review and to have it premiere at the Marché du Film at the Cannes Film Festival. You don't have those expectations. We knew that the story was great, and we knew it was a part of history. 12 African-American women who support 5 American designers who take on the legends of French haute couture at the Chateau de Versailles, November 28, 1973. New York, Paris, beautiful models, beautiful clothes, and the fight for supremacy in fashion. It was a great story, but I didn't know it would become a fashion film cult classic.
So it's a fashion film cult classic, and you got to shoot in Versailles.
Absolutely. I think one of the most remarkable things in telling this story is we shot in New York 7th Avenue, but we didn't want the story to be unbalanced. So we wanted to make sure that we went to Paris. We shot at the Chambre Syndicale, which is the equivalent of the 7th Avenue in New York. And then we went to the stage where it all took place at the Chateau de Versailles in the legendary ballroom.
And that film really put you on the map and then set the way for Olympic Pride, American Prejudice. That's an extraordinary film. It is streaming, so people can watch it.
They can watch both, as a matter of fact. They're all streaming. Olympic Pride is about hidden history. Most of us know the story of Jesse Owens, but Olympic Pride, American Prejudice tells the story of 18 African Americans who defied Jim Crow and Adolf Hitler to win hearts and medals at the 1936 Olympics. And for 80 years, their story had been buried. So we were able to spend 4 years excavating their stories, finding out that on this legendary team in 1936 was Mac Robinson, Jackie Robinson's brother, who medaled in front of Hitler, Louise Stokes and Tidie Pickett, the first 2 African-American women to ever represent the United States in the Olympic Games. And for 80 years, their stories were lost. And as a result of this film, we're very proud to say that on September 28th, 2016, the families of these athletes were invited to the White House as a result to meet President Barack Obama, Vice President Biden, and First Lady Michelle Obama. So our work had an impact, and now these names are forever remembered and in the canons of history, sports history, and global history.
I love the footage of Obama meeting them, and you go talk about hidden heroes and bringing a story to life. And you're doing that again, 2019, which is now the short film Illegal Rose with Jasmine Guy.
Oh my gosh. So I am a huge fan of Jasmine Guy, a huge fan of A Different World. It's the 32nd anniversary of the premiere of A Different World this week. And so it was remarkable. We had Jasmine Guy for the premiere of our film in New York this week. It was the 32nd anniversary of her legendary TV sitcom. But for us to tell a story about immigration and for us to really examine from a different perspective an African-American woman and how she understands and responds to the conversation of undocumented children.
So tell us the story very quickly.
Very quickly, Jasmine Guy plays a nurse who's disconnected, in a rut. She goes to a convenience store and accidentally kidnaps a runaway from an ICE detention center on the 4th of July. So in the course of a short afternoon, these 2 women change each other's perspective and their lives forever.
And we can see that film.
This film is coming out. It's doing the festival circuit. We're very proud to say we have been in 5 festivals already, and we've received official selections for a few more. And then in January, it will be streaming.
And then there's Coffee Will Make You Black.
Yes.
Octavia Spencer and Tate Taylor.
It comes full circle. So Versailles 73, when it screened at the Cannes Film Festival, there was a producer in the audience, and I didn't know who he was. He was connected to Tate Taylor, who had just finished The Help. So fast forward, I become friends with Tate Taylor. I adapt the book, Coffee Will Make You Black. I write the script, I send it over to Tate. He's like, oh my gosh, I want to produce this. I'm going to send it to Octavia Spencer to see if she likes it. She receives it, she likes it, she comes on board as a producer, and Gabrielle Union comes on board as the star. The story, Coffee Will Make You Black, is a coming-of-age story about a young African-American girl trying to find her place in the world, navigating sexism, gender issues, sexuality, colorism, and racism in Chicago in the 1960s against the backdrop of the civil rights movement with a very, very strict mother played by Gabrielle Union.
Is that somewhat autobiographical?
There's a whole lot of me in there, and there's some of my mother in there as well. So it's based on the book, but I would definitely say I've infused a little bit of my life growing up as well in that script.
Well, infusing her life is Deborah Riley Draper, bringing us extraordinary films. My last bit is advice, guidance to young filmmakers who look at you and say, wow, she's made it. What do you say to them? Because this is a tough industry to crack.
It is a tough industry to crack, but it's about the hustle, right? I think if we look at something Thomas Edison said, he said, you know, good things come to those who hustle while they wait. So you can't sit still. You have to greenlight yourself. Stay shooting, stay writing, stay collaborating with your fellow filmmakers. You have to have forward progress. That's what I would say.
Deborah Riley Draper, thank you for joining us. This is actually our Georgia Hollywood Review TV and a day in the life of an extraordinary woman.